Vote Texas 2022. Brought to you by Nature's Federal Credit Union.
And good evening, Southeast Texas. You're watching special coverage from 12 News of the 2022 Texas primary results. And they are coming in right now, Letitia.
That's right. We're watching the governor's race very closely on the Democratic side. The race has been called for Beto O'Rourke.
Yeah, he got 92% of the vote. And as we flip over to the Republican side, you can see there it's been called for Governor Greg Abbott. He has 69% of the vote. So the stage is set for a showdown come November between O'Rourke and Abbott.
That's right. All right, now let's turn to the elections for Texas House District 14. Congressman Randy Weber has won the Republican nomination. You see that with 90% of the vote there, and Keith Casey behind him with 8% of that vote. Now we're watching to see what will happen in the race for State Rep District 22. Now this is a seat Joe Desautels has held for years, but of course, as we've heard, he's retiring. His replacements comes down to 4 candidates, which are 3 Democrats and 1 Republican. So District 22 State Rep, check out these numbers. Joseph Trahan in the lead with 51% of the vote, and Christian Manuel Hayes right behind him with 41% of the vote. And we kept talking about him, Jordan, about how Hayes was endorsed by Desautels, of course, because he worked for him.
Yeah, he was the chief of staff, right? So sort of the hand-picked successor, and it may not go that way. Joseph Trahan is the former chair of the Jefferson County Democratic Party. We've got, I believe, 12 News reporter Amelia White following this race for us. She has been at Joseph Trahan's headquarters tonight. Amelia, what's happening there?
We'll try. I'll try our best.
We're in the cutting, but
You're what?
we are in
Still have a
our
little ways to
cutting,
go
but it's
in this
not.
race tonight, but people here are happy. I see several smiles on people's faces, and they're staying prayed up that Joseph Trahan will take home the win tonight. He is in the lead with 51% of the vote, so I thought I'll take the opportunity to chat with a few people who's been on this journey with him since the very beginning, both sets of his grandparents, and they've already shared with me that this is not their first rodeo of going through election season with Joseph Trahan's name on the ballot. So we're going to step over this way. We're going to check in with them, see how they're doing, and especially see how they're maintaining this positive energy. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Can you share with us your reaction when you first learned that your grandson was decided to run for State Representative District 22?
Well, first thing I thought was that he's going to get into politics, and politics are not nice.
I was shocked, but then he told me, he said, Nanny, get your walking shoes on. We got a lot of work to do. We said, let's go.
Well, he's always been a determined individual. He has a plan, and whatever his plan is, he makes sure that the family is back behind him, and we all work together and try to make it happen. And so tonight we're looking forward to it.
The one thing about Joseph is he leads with his heart, not with his just out of this world stuff. He's strictly a heartfelt person.
Love that, guys. And I know you're still waiting, right, for those votes to come in. You're waiting patiently. How are you guys feeling? I really want to know how you're maintaining this positive energy here tonight.
Tell him about it.
I know what happened in the chair race. You know, he was a chair. He'd won all of Jefferson County in over 50%, and he didn't have a runoff. And we've done a lot of prayer. And this is a family machine, and we don't quit. We work hard, and he works hard. And we knew what it was to run a primary. And so we think we're going to win. That's going to be it.
The power of positivity. We're working it.
Well, you guys, you heard it here first from both sets of Joseph Trahan's grandparents. Like I said, we still have a little ways to go. Joseph Trahan is in the lead with 51%. Christian Manuel Hayes is right behind him with 41%. And then Lisa Weber with 9% of the votes in. So we'll keep you updated on air and online as we learn more. I'm live here at Joseph Trahan's watch party. Amelia White, 12 News.
All right, Amelia. And of course, as Amelia was really underscoring, the Trahan camp hoping to avoid a runoff, getting above that magic 50% number. And he would likely face Jacorian Randall, the Republican nominee. Jacorian ran unopposed. So that's what it's looking like, Letitia, come November as we see the fight shaping up for the District 22 state rep seat. Let's move on, shall we, to the race for Jefferson County Justice of the Peace Precinct 2. And I'll let you run this one, Letitia.
All right, so as we can see, Joseph Guillory in with the lead with 51% of the vote, followed by Mark DeRuin with 49% of the vote. And Jordan, I mean, this race is tight. We've talked about a lot of tight races in our area, and this is continued to be one of them to continue to look out for.
Yeah, so DeRuin's the incumbent, but I do want to underscore he's got to be looking to maybe some better numbers from today's turnout. Those were just the early votes there in Jefferson County. So, we were expecting the Jefferson County data to be delayed just a bit because of that new check that they have at the polls, literally to make sure to comply with Senate Bill 1, to make sure there's no leftover votes on any of the machines. It's sort of a final tabulation that had to happen. So we are expecting the election day numbers to be delayed just a bit in Jefferson County, and it looks like that may be exactly what is happening, Letitia.
Exactly. All right, now our election coverage continues into Orange County, so let's take a look at that race for Jefferson County Commissioner. And you're looking right there on your screen. It looks like Carrie Erickson with 35% of the vote, Alex Rupp with 34% of the vote, and 1% margin. Jordan.
This is an incredibly close race. Again, this is Jefferson County, the Precinct 2 Commissioner seat. And we have been watching this one go back and forth throughout the night. Commissioner Weaver not running again. We had 3 candidates. Sean Miller is polling, I shouldn't say polling, but has results that are very similar to these. So it's a very tight race among these 3 men. And all 3 county employees. Sean Miller works as a sheriff's lieutenant. Alex Rupp, the manager of Jack Brooks Regional Airport, and Carrie Erickson's been Jefferson County's Human Resources and Risk Management Director. 12 News reporter James Grant watching these numbers. James is with us live, and James, by all accounts, we are expecting a runoff in this one.
Yeah, you guys just said it right there, Letitia, Jordan. I'm actually here right now with Carrie Erickson, one of the candidates in that Jefferson County Precinct 2 Commissioner's race. And Carrie, we're at the KC Hall in Port Neches, where I know you have a lot of friends and family here. But it's funny, we were kind of joking earlier, and you even called it that this was going to be a tight race. You want to just talk about that?
Oh, absolutely. First of all, I want to thank all my friends, family, and supporters for being out there. All the voters that came out today. Really exciting day. Sat with the other 2 candidates most of the day. We know each other well, and we knew it was going to be a close race. Just excited to be in the lead after the early voting. Nothing new as far as the results from today, but anytime you're in the lead after early voting, that's a positive thing.
Man, you said it right there, and I know y'all have a lot of respect to you, Alex, Sean, and y'all have a lot of experience like we talked about earlier. Y'all bring something different to the table, and you yourself working for the county and for a while, and you've been involved with county commissioners court, and so that's something you obviously care deeply about in serving these citizens, these residents in Precinct 2.
Absolutely. I've worked for the county over 28 years now, been in public service for over 35. I think my experience, my education, my background, my work with Commissioners Court, my work with the other elected officials stands by itself and above the other candidates. But they're good guys. I mean, I don't want to, say any bad thing about them. There's nothing bad to say about it. We just all bring different strengths to it. I think mine lend itself strongest to be Commissioner of Precinct 2. I think I can do the best job for our citizens.
And Carrie, I was going to ask too, I see your campaign sign here right behind us, and I saw roads, drainage, and fiscal responsibility, and those seem to be the main things, obviously, that you would be focusing on if elected. I didn't know if you just wanted to talk about that and just the big things that you're kind of looking at, and making an impact, if elected to this position.
No, absolutely. I mean, when we started our campaign, you have to kind of figure out what's your platform going to be. Citizens in my neighborhood have been flooded twice, several of them, and so drainage is obviously a huge issue, not only in my neighborhood, but in all of Precinct 2. I think we need to work closely with the drainage districts. They have the most control over that. We just need to be with them, be innovative, stay on them to make sure they're doing the best job for the citizens. And then us in the road and bridge portion of the precinct, we need to do our work too in the ditches alongside of our county roads, along with maintaining them. They're in good shape. We got a great crew that works in Precinct 2 already. As far as fiscal responsibility, I've been responsible for 2 departments that have a major impact on the county for several years. I have the management skills, I have the budgeting skills, and we want to keep that tax rate as low as possible. We owe it to our citizens. We owe it to our citizens to be accountable, and we owe it to our citizens to be accessible, and that's all a part of my platform.
That's awesome. And Carrie, you know, I just wanted to ask too, I know this Ford Park sale that's been going on, and I'm sure you've been following that pretty closely. You know, I didn't know if you want to, you know, speak on that at all and just kind of how that's been going, you know, if you had any visions for that property or just kind of talking about that.
You know, in all honesty, it's a very, very complex issue. It's not like there's a line of bidders out there for this park. I think what the Commissioner's Court did recently in kind of setting a deadline saying you need to put this money up or else it's going to be over with, and we continue on and make the best of it, I think that's the best thing the court could do. You know, it's a significant issue. It's a significant issue that's lasted a long time, not just this Commissioner's Court and not the next Commissioner's Court. But we need to make the most of it one way or the other, whether we sell it for a good price, or we need to bring more to it. We need to get with the folks that are running that facility and make it the best it can be for the citizens of Jefferson County if we don't end up selling it.
Well, Carrie, I really appreciate you shedding light on that and for your time as well. Just thank you for talking about it. I know this is a contested race. A lot of people have their eyes on this one, especially a lot of folks in mid-county. So we appreciate your time again. We know you got a lot of family and friends. We'll let you go and enjoy the time with them, but we thank you again.
Thank y'all for the opportunity to visit today, and we're looking forward to seeing the rest of the results. It might be a long night, but we're here for the duration, and we're ready to go.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carrie. We really appreciate it. That's Carrie Erickson, again, one of the 3 candidates in the running for that Jefferson County Precinct 2 Commissioner's position. He's leading by 42 votes right now. After the early results came in, Alex Rupp is in second, followed by Sean Miller in third. So we'll definitely keep y'all updated on air and online through the night here on 12 News. For now, live in Port Neches, James Grant, 12 News.
All good stuff, James. Thanks so much. And our election coverage continues into Orange County, where 4 different candidates are fighting to be the next Republican to be on the county commissioner in Precinct 2. So let's talk about those guys. As you can see, Chris Sowell on your left with 60% of the vote now. He is a lifelong resident of Orange County, and he's also the president of the Mauriceville Heritage Association Board. And then Matt Chandler behind him with 14% of the vote. And I mean, Sowell is just running away with this vote, Jordan.
This is new. We have officially called the race here at 12 News for Chris Sowell. So you see the check mark there. We have declared him the winner. Pretty remarkable because he's avoided a runoff in a field of 4. So Chris Sowell will be the Precinct 2 Commissioner for Orange County. No Democrat running in the general election, so he, my friends, will most likely be your commissioner there in Orange County.
And of course, our 12 News reporter Gloria Walker has been covering this from the beginning. Gloria, what can you tell us about where you are right now?
Oh, well, guys, I am here with what was supposed to be a watch party, but is now a celebration. I'm here with Chris Sowell, who's going to be the county commissioner for Precinct 2 in Orange County. You know, David Covey, your friend, came with the news, and how did that make you feel once he told you that you essentially won the race?
Well, honestly, it hadn't sunk in yet. It's kind of surprising. We didn't expect to win tonight. We thought there'd be a runoff. I think everybody thought that was going to be the case with 5 candidates in the race. So to win tonight is, I don't know how to take that yet. But I very much need to thank all of my supporters and everybody that came out in Precinct 2 and voted. And I thank everybody that came out and voted. The support's been humbling, and the support of my friends and my family. You know, people like J.W. Dalton, never be able to thank enough. David Covey, my family, just the people that came out and helped tonight. There's no way I can thank them enough.
Absolutely. And, you know, you got into this race and you had no political background. But you had a driving force, like you said, all those people supporting you and going along. So how did that make you feel? What made you interested in running for this position?
Well, I want to help the county out and help keeping the county moving forward. And I've been very involved in our county for a long time and feel like this is an opportunity for me to really help out the county and keep moving forward. And, you know, when you're asked by so many people to run and represent them, it's humbling, you know, and I very much appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to moving, you know, helping move the county forward.
Absolutely, and I know you said no, the tension's on you tonight because you have won, and I know you said that you're thankful for your family support. This 2 months of campaigning has been hard, but it's been great work, and obviously it's paid off. So
yes, ma'am. Yeah, I feel bad for my kids because they haven't seen me much since about January, because every weekend we've been going door to door trying to earn votes, and I really appreciate the people that put their trust in me and have given me this opportunity to represent them.
And I know you just got the news, but is there anything that you have on your mind that you want to get started once you get into this
tonight it's just trying to let everything sink in and really understand that, hey, we just won this thing, you know, and a lot of people put in a lot of work besides me to really make this work happen, and just want to take it all in tonight and enjoy it.
Absolutely. You know, I won't take any more of your time. I'll let you celebrate with your friends and family, but here we are, guys, Orange County Precinct 2 County Commissioner Chris Sowell. So congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for letting us celebrate here with you.
I appreciate that.
And make sure to stay tuned with 12 News for more election coverage on everything Golden Triangle. Live in Orange, Gloria Walker, 12 News.
Oh, we're not going anywhere, Gloria. We're just going to keep going right now. Some new numbers coming in from Newton County. So we're going to head up there. We know incumbent Judge Kenneth Weeks, is in a fight to hold on to his job. This is only 5% of the returns at this point, but he is trailing right now. 52% of the vote coming in for Ronnie Cochran to Judge Weeks' 40% of the vote. Ronnie Cochran, we do have some biographical information because we're all learning about him. I mean, he, again, is not the incumbent. He's worked in the lumber industry, the petrochemical industry, and currently in the pipeline industry. His past work with the Newton Volunteer Firefighters. He's a Little League coach. And his real focus is on the economy in Newton County. And of course, just weeks ago, within the past couple of weeks, we heard about the big plan to bring that new biorefinery to Bon Weir in Newton County. So that could have been a factor in this race, you have to say. A lot of people were thinking, hey, that Weeks would pull it out, and it's possible he still may. Only 5% of the returns in, but we are going to keep our eyes on this one. Again, right now, the incumbent Judge Kenneth Weeks in Newton County trailing in that race for Newton County Judge.
And now to the race for Justice of the Peace in Precinct 4, where you see Justin Shishon. He has 58% of the vote, and Mo Mofino following 42% of the vote. Now, Justin Ray Shishon, he is a name in the community, of course, because his father actually held the position before his death. So, you know, lots of the family business going on there. And of course, we have Cameron Seibert, who has been following this all night. And I think he's going to join us now live from that camp area. And maybe we don't have him here, Jordan. But again, let's talk about like this Republican race, right?
Yeah, there's no Democrat running. So
correct.
if Justin Shishon pulls this off tonight, he will be the new Precinct 4 Justice of the Peace there for Jefferson County. This was a race, you know, we talked about some of the other races that were played cleanly. This one had quite a bit of mud back and forth, I think we could clearly say, between these candidates and some of their supporters. It's interesting, they both talk about their roles really as first responders. Shishon, 15 years as a firefighter. Mr. Molfino worked in law enforcement in Port Arthur. So, you know, they really spoke to their strengths, but we also heard, as I mentioned, some challenges, you might say. It was not the prettiest of races. When postcards are getting mailed out, I'll say that. When postcards are getting mailed out to people like us who aren't even in this particular precinct, you have to know that
it's going to be a dogfight,
that
right?
it was not the prettiest of races. So we will perhaps be checking in with Cameron Seibert at some point. Cameron is ready. Cameron, with us live. Tell us whose campaign you are at right now.
Yeah, guys, I'm out here at the Pine Tree Lodge right now for this big celebration here for Justin Shishon. We're going to show you the crowd here. You can hear it there. People are absolutely fired up out here for Mr. Shishon's race. Justin, you got the early lead right now. Tell me just how you're feeling.
Oh, I feel great. I'm loving to see what the results are coming out right now. We just got an updated number, so we're really, really excited about where we're at, and we just got to get this thing finished.
You were out at the polls earlier. You were doing your thing. You had to go in. You've been a fire chief for 15 years. You had to go out to a fire. Tell me how that, even just as a pure example of how that's going to carry over if you're to win the race.
Yeah, I actually had just gotten over to the Finette pole this afternoon and got set in the back of the pickup truck to get started, to waving and shaking hands and all that good stuff. And we had a house fire drop in Hampshire, so I just I sprung out of the back of the truck and we got in my pickup, responded to the station, and we went and fought the fire. So it's what I do. It's what I've always done. It's not something that I just started yesterday. So. I love my community, and I'm going to do everything in the world I can for my community, and I've been doing it for years.
And I mean, we still hear people screaming. We've seen the people that are here today. It's a real party out here right now. Tell me about the support. You got family, friends. You had Mark Stiles, U.S. Texas representative, former representative. Yeah. Tell me about the support.
It's unbelievable. I love these guys. I have a very large family, and I have a very large support system. And Mark Stiles and my daddy were really good friends for a very, very long time. And he loves me like one of his sons. And I appreciate all of his support for sure. And my family, they're standing behind me 100% in this deal, and I know my dad's upstairs looking down on me tonight.
Yeah, your father served for 24 years. I mean, you grew up watching him in this exact position. What kind of effect is that having on you? How does it feel to have the lead chasing after this position?
Well, it's a good feeling to know that we have the lead and we're going after this position, and to know that we're going to keep the integrity and everything of this court system that we have out here for the People's Court that we have in Jefferson County Precinct 4 going forward. That's what I stand for, honesty and integrity. That's the guy that I am. And so it's the guy I've always been, and that's the guy I'll always be.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Justin. So right now, 58% right now of the votes. We still got the early voting continue to come in right now. But again, guys, we're out here at the Pine Tree Lodge. Big old crowd out here for Justin. We'll be back here again tonight at 10 o'clock. We'll hear more from it. We'll get more results. But that's going to do it for us out here in Beaumont. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Quite an enthusiastic crowd there, understandably, right? He's got the lead, and the new numbers that are just coming in, roughly 25% of the vote in Jefferson County. If you're just tuning in, watching us right now on one of our streams tonight, we want to let you know, please tune in to 12 News tonight at 10 for comprehensive coverage on all of the big races. We'll be on KBMT, ABC, again, Channel 12 coming up at 10 o'clock at the top of the hour. We do want to run through a couple of the big races around the state. Governor Abbott declared the winner on the Republican side in the governor's race with 68% of the vote, and really no counties around. Excuse me?
Start rapping.
Start rapping? I just started. Well, we'll stop and tell you that we're going to be on at 10 o'clock tonight. How's that, Letitia?
Sounds like a plan to me, Jordan. All right, stay with us. All of our information should be online.
Bye-bye.